If your situation can permit for the main applicant to come first and study everything, get settled, it will be easier for you to settle in than come together and be juggling through the system, the terrain, everything together is quite chaotic and can be very stressful for your family. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's your girl Philomena. Today's video, we are recapping living in the UK for 1 year, the benefits, the challenges, the regrets, and to also give advice to families that are faced with this decision of relocating from their home country to either the UK or any European country. Okay, so if this interests you in any way, kindly stick and stay with me. My family and I, a year ago, made a life-changing decision to relocate from our home country to the UK, leaving our loved ones, our family, friends back at home. It was not really an easy decision to make, but it was an opportunity that came our way and then we grabbed on with both hands and legs. What has our experience been in the UK? So the very first adjustment I'll talk about is having to move to a different country altogether with no support system. Supports you in taking care of the kids or just to be there for emotional comfort. So back at home, there were friends, there were family, there were loved ones, and there were people that you could even employ to be like a house help or something that could help you take care of the kids, manage the home, and take care of household chores. But coming to the UK, we realized that we had to do everything by ourselves. And if we were not used to doing it usually every single thing by ourselves, for instance, taking the kids to school, doing all the school runs by ourselves, because back at home, we had a driver that took the kids to school and brought them back. And so it made life a bit easier. We had a house help that would also help with house chores, taking care of the kids. And so it made a little bit easier for us, okay? But here we realized that you cannot even dream of employing anyone to be a house help or to drive your kids to school. You have to do literally everything by yourself because it costs an arm and leg. And so we realized quickly that we just had to rely on ourselves. Beginning, it was very difficult because having to deal with everything, and especially if my partner has to go to work or go to the office and I have to deal with everything from school rounds to laundry, taking care of the kids, cleaning their home, tantrums, it was overwhelming and made me feel like a shadow of myself. And sometimes it makes you even feel angry at your partner for not being around, but they have to go to work anyway if they have to, right? And so if you are coming with your family, you have to be mentally fortified. You have to be mentally strong. So my advice to families that are thinking of relocating or who have already taken the bold step to relocate from their home country to any European country or to the UK. When you get there, you need to be mentally prepared to do things by yourself, lean on each other, plan together, do everything to support each other. And so for some of the African men that are not used to doing household chores, cooking, taking care of kids, this will present an opportunity for you to learn, to support, and to take care of your kids, to do a lot of things. Because if you do not avail yourself or you are not ready to learn this new way of life, things might be very difficult for you and might put a very hard strain on your life, on your marriage, on your family. Second is the weather. We didn't find any better time to relocate than in winter. The harshest weather that we've ever faced in our home country is what we call Hamatan. It gets cold and all, but it is in no way in comparison to winter, what we felt when we came the first time. Winter was so cold and depressing. Getting to the UK, it felt like that we had swapped sunshine for grey skies and unpredictable rain. It could rain anytime. It would get dark really quick. In the morning, it's still dark. By 7, it's so dark, you think it's dawn, but it's really morning. And so it's quite a shift from the normal weather that you are used to a different weather. Plus, it's cold. it's freezing cold. As now we have learned to adjust by layering up, wearing Wellington boots. Even though winter can be cold, it has so many activities, fun activities that you could do with your family though. Instead of being depressed or choosing to be depressed because winter is cold and it gets dark too early and all that, you can decide to have fun when it snows especially. So one thing is, we only saw snow in the movies and how people build snowman and have fun in the snow, and we hadn't experienced it. Yeah, moving to the UK and having to experience snow is one really good cultural change for us. You can come out with your family when it snows, make a snowman. You can have snowball plays where you throw snowballs at each other, have fun. You can go skating. There are so many fun activities to do. Housing is also a very big challenge here because one, it's costly, it's very expensive. Back at home, housing was getting expensive and you had to pay rent in advance, like probably a year or two. Here you do not pay any rent in advance. You pay rent monthly, but before you rent, you'll be charged a deposit that when you are leaving, if you haven't spoiled anything, your deposit will be given back to you. But if something is spoiled, they will deduct it from your deposit. The layouts too are different. The rooms are quite smaller. Sometimes the size of your family determines the number of rooms that you can rent or the kind of house that you can rent. Some landlords do not want kids in their home. So when you say you have kids, you might just be rejected. So when we came, we wanted a 2-bedroom apartment, a 2-bedroom house, sorry. We wanted a 2-bedroom house, but then every 2-bedroom house that we applied for, we're usually applying through the Right Move app. It's a very fast and quick way to get a house. If you are in the UK and you are searching for a place to live, you should use the Right Move app, okay? So every time we applied to get a 2-bedroom house, we would be rejected and they would tell us we are too large for the house and then we should go for a 3-bedroom house. So finally we decided that no, we just have to go for a 3-bedroom house. And now we are in a 3-bedroom house, which is obviously much more expensive, and then we are still using 2 bedrooms after all. What's the point? If you are coming as a family together, you should come prepared because you will spend a lot, especially on rent. People advise that it's best that at least the main applicant comes first, study the terrain, know the system before the other family join, okay? But I would say that it depends on your situation. If your situation does not permit that, then by all means, if you can afford it and if you can sustain it, then you can come together. But if your situation can permit for the main applicant to come first and study everything, get settled, it will be easier for you to settle in than come together and be juggling through the system, the terrain, everything together is quite chaotic and can be very stressful for your family. One benefit I would say is quality of life. Now, I'm not saying back at home there was no quality of life, but you know, this is a developed country. They have better healthcare services, better education, better infrastructure that generally improves your overall quality of life, okay? Even though sometimes the health services here is quite tricky. When we came, very fresh. All you had to do was make a phone call to your GP to book an appointment. But nowadays, because of the large numbers, I think, you have to go through a long process of booking an appointment through another site, and all that's, it's so cumbersome. And also sometimes if you need some services, you need to be added to a very long waiting list. Those are the downsides of the health system. However, health services are usually top-notch, okay? They have very good public schools, unlike what is happening back at home, where a lot of the public schools feel like they have collapsed and a lot of private schools springing up, with so many of them not even being supervised enough, okay? Then you have to be thinking and be juggling between schools to see which school fits you and your child. But here they have a lot of the public schools really working with good systems. So the quality of education for our kids, we feel like it's good and it's giving them an overall good quality of life. So before you make your decision to either relocate or not, you should also consider this, okay? A friend of mine asked me, well, I know that the quality of life the UK or abroad is really good, and I want my kids to have that. But I myself do not want to relocate, so maybe I would let my wife and my kids go, and then I'll stay behind. Maybe I'll just visit them. My advice, if you are like this, my friend, is that it's so difficult to be a single parent in the UK. A lot of responsibilities go into taking care of kids, okay? Even as two parents, taking care of kids at the same time, taking them to school, bringing them back, everything, hospital appointments and all, and having to work. Right now, my partner is the one working and I am a stay-at-home mom. So if you are a single parent, imagine that I'm here alone and I have to work. How will I take care of the kids? So it's more like you are working and then you are paying people to take care of your kids. And so if you are not sure or you are not ready to make that move, do not push your other partner to come with your kids to the UK, because it can be a real hassle, and you're not allowed to neglect your kids, because the system can easily take the kids away from you. You wouldn't want to come and throw your kids away somewhere and go back home empty-handed. So you should be wholeheartedly ready to make the move. If you want to enjoy this quality of life that I'm talking about and you have the opportunity, why not? You can try it out. Then I'll talk about exposure to other cultures. You know that the UK is very diverse and it presents you the opportunity to meet a whole lot of people from all walks of life, and you get to interact with very different people and appreciate very different cultures. So you are not just back at home and just know just that culture of your people and do not know what happens elsewhere. So it has broadened my perspective and my understanding of certain cultures, and at least now I get to know what other cultures are about, get to interact with very, very different people and know what happens in other countries as well. I really think this part of relocating is quite good. So if you are that type that you want to not just stay at one place and have everything just at one place, just know just one thing, but you want to explore other cultures and other places, the UK is one of the very culturally diverse places that you would want to be, if that is what you want for yourself. Now, the most asked question since I came to the UK is, do you regret your decision to move to the UK? Because things are quite strict here. It gets harder, and then if you are from a place where systems hardly work or you can easily maneuver your way through the system, then living in somewhere like the UK will be quite stressful for you, because it's like you cannot easily maneuver. The law is the law. What you're supposed to do is what you're supposed to do, and if you do not, you might land yourself into trouble. So for myself and my family, maybe I should have had my husband around to say his side, but I do not regret coming to the UK, because it has opened my eyes to several things. It has given me opportunities to meet very lovely people, and this is funny, but it has improved my bearing. My sense of direction was whack, but being in the UK, I've learned to use the Google map for directions to places, and I've stopped relying on asking people for directions, but lean on my own understanding of the routes and then go. Okay, I remember when I came here and the first time I had to go out for my BRP, instead of going with it felt so stressful looking on the Google map to go to the bus stop to pick a bus and all that. So I decided that, well, let me just ask someone. I met this man and I'm asking him, where is this bus stop? He's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you, I don't know. And he's not being rude, he really doesn't know. So many people will let you know that they do not know. Okay, it's not them being rude, it's just that they do not know and they don't want to mislead you. So it will push you to learn to use the Google map, and I'm really glad that I learned to use it and I'm easily able to move around with that. And so my sense of bearing has really improved. All the challenges that we have faced pushes us to be better, for they say that whatever does not break you strengthens you, right? And so there's no regret there. Doesn't mean that if you are in your home country, there are some challenges that you wouldn't go through. There are some challenges everywhere, and having to move to a different environment could even bring bigger challenges. But then, if you are strong-willed, then you will sail through perfectly. Okay, so I'm just giving out information. Okay, you do with it as you please. If you are, or if you have the opportunity to move to the UK and you are still considering, I hope this video helps you to make a decision fast. If you had value from the video, kindly give me a thumbs up, like and share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.